Hello everyone, this is Manur Ali and welcome to my channel Learn with Ease. In this video, we are going to learn about the clavipectoral fascia. While performing the dissection of the pectoral region, the very first layer which we come across is the skin. Below the skin, we have the superficial fascia along with the fatty tissue. Below the superficial fascia, you have the deep fascia. The deep fascia covers the pectoralis major muscle. This deep fascia covering the pectoralis major muscle is known as the pectoral fascia. When you reflect this pectoralis major muscle, that is when you come across the clavipectoral fascia. The clavipectoral fascia is a strong fascial sheet located deep to the pectoralis major muscle. It fills the space between the clavicle and the pectoralis minor muscle. It fills the space between the clavicle and the pectoralis minor muscle. Now, coming to the extent of the clavipectoral fascia, the clavipectoral fascia extends vertically from the clavicle above to the axillary fascia below. The upper part of the clavipectoral fascia splits into two laminae in order to enclose the subclavius muscle. The posterior lamina continues further with the investing layer of the deep cervical fascia. Now coming to the lower part of the clavipectoral fascia, the lower part of the clavipectoral fascia splits into two laminae as well and encloses the pectoralis minor muscle. Later, this clavipectoral fascia extends downwards as the suspensory ligament of axilla and joins the axillary fascia. This suspensory ligament of axilla is responsible for maintaining the dome shape of the axilla. Now, coming to the extent of the clavipectoral fascia horizontally. Medially, the clavipectoral fascia is attached to the first rib and costoclavicular ligament, and laterally the clavipectoral fascia is attached to the coracoid process and coracoclavicular ligament. Let us represent this with the help of a diagram. As you can see in the diagram, here we have our clavicle, here is the first rib, the coracoid process. Here is the costoclavicular ligament. As the name suggests, it is attached to the first costal cartilage and the clavicle. Hence the name costoclavicular ligament. Now, laterally, you will find the coracoclavicular ligament. The coracoclavicular ligament, as the name suggests, is joined to the coracoid process as well as to the clavicle. Therefore, the horizontal extent of the clavipectoral fascia is medially it is attached to the first rib and the costoclavicular ligament, and laterally to the coracoid process and the coracoclavicular ligament. The upper part of the clavipectoral fascia is thickened in order to form the costocoracoid ligament. The costocoracoid ligament is the thick upper portion of the clavipectoral fascia which extends from the first rib to the coracoid process. Now, coming to the structures piercing the clavipectoral fascia. The structures piercing the clavipectoral fascia can be memorized with the help of the word clavipectoral. In the word clavipectoral, we have C, L, T, L. With the help of these four alphabets, you can remember the structures piercing the clavipectoral fascia. The C here stands for the cephalic vein, which drains into the axillary vein. The L stands for the lymphatics from breast, which drain into the apical group of lymph nodes. Both of these structures, that is cephalic vein and the lymphatics from breast, enter the clavipectoral fascia, or in other words, they pass inwards. The T here stands for the thoracoacromial ligament and the L stands for the lateral pectoral nerve. The thoracoacromial artery is a branch of the axillary artery, whereas the lateral pectoral nerve is a branch arising from the lateral cord of brachial plexus. Both of these structures, that is the thoracoacromial artery and the lateral pectoral nerve, leave the clavipectoral fascia, or rather they pass outwards. Let us represent this in this diagram. Here we have our axillary artery, which gives off a branch, the thoracoacromial artery, which pierces the clavipectoral fascia and passes outwards. Then we have our lateral pectoral nerve, which is a branch of the lateral cord of the brachial plexus. Both of these structures, that is the thoracoacromial artery and the lateral pectoral nerve, leave the clavipectoral fascia, or rather pass outwards. Then we have our cephalic vein, which drains into the axillary vein, and also the lymphatics from the breast, which drain into the apical group of lymph nodes. Both of these structures enter the clavipectoral fascia, or rather pass inwards. Thank you, friends, and a very, very heartfelt thank you for all of those people who've subscribed to my channel, liked my videos, as well as viewed my videos. Guys, a very, very big thank you for supporting me. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.